What's up, E.D.G family? Kevin here, and welcome to E.D.G Game if you're new to the channel. Today we're going to be playing a little catch-up. I'm going to be making a Manhattan, so I think that's the first one we've done on the channel. Delightful, easy drink. We'll go through that. Also going to be talking some Fractured Sky, something I unboxed recently on the channel I'd like to talk about. I've played it a few times, and I do have some initial thoughts. And other than that, I just thought this would be a great time to catch up on all things YouTube, Discord, and everything else. So let me get set up, and I will be right back. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is this week has kind of just been a catch-up week for me. I have had a crazy last couple weeks, personally, work, and just getting some content out there for you guys. But I think this would be a great little conversation. Like I said, new game, new drink to do on the channel. I've gotten so many new games lately, and like I said, I want to give this one its due. Because spoiler, I really like this one. Fractured Sky has so far been a hit. A couple more things I want to do with this game specifically for the channel. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Something else I have done recently is we did a tasting of this Ezra Brooks Rye 99. This was Whiskey Advocates number 20 on their list of whiskeys for 2023. So we'll be tasting that in 2024. But I think I'm going to make us a drink, talk us through that, and then we can talk a little bit about this and just kind of how crazy things have been lately. Just, like I said, work, personal stuff, channel stuff. If you're over on the Discord, you might have a little bit of an idea. If you are on Instagram or Facebook, also been posting some stuff. Crazy weekend, birthday parties, doing a lot of food stuff. And honestly, the weather's just been beautiful here. This is kind of like, it's been referred to me as, this is kind of our trick part of January, and second winter is coming. But we've had 60-degree days, and I have been out riding my motorcycle. Kind of trying to plan some content for the channel around that too. But let's get into this. So first of all, we are doing a Manhattan. Very simple. If you don't know how to make one, no worries at all. This is probably, other than, this may be like a step further than an old-fashioned. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. We're going to keep it very basic today. Like I said, this Ezra Rye, fantastic. This is probably my new go-to rye for cocktails. And we got two types of bitters we're going to be using. I have a orange bitter, which I absolutely love. Probably my go-to, but this one, this regular aromatic bitters, it's just got a little bit more spice to it. So we're going to go a little bit. We're going to do one dash of each of those. And then this is a vermouth that I have never had before. I picked it up last time. I've kind of been doing a little bit of old fashions and Manhattans as of late. And this was one I've never seen before. It is Kinzano Vermouth Rosse Sweet. And I will tell you, this right now is probably my go-to vermouth without, breaking the bank and spending like 30 bucks on a bottle of vermouth. So we got that going on. I am excited, but we're going to get this mixed up so we can get into some conversation. Just have a good time. Have a good time. So the other thing we need is we need some ice. And it's what the Yeti's here for. Keeping my ice cool. Ice cool. Ice cool. Kind of reminds me of another Kickstarter I have coming in. So we're going to throw some ice in here. And I will tell you, I like to, here we go. I like to kind of serve this clean. No, not on the rocks. Old fashions for me, I think you can kind of get away with icing them down. I like a fresh ice, mix ice and then pour it over some fresh ice, ideally. Not all the time. I mean, sometimes you just only have so much ice. But we're going to do this. We're going to start out with a dash of orange bitters, and then we're going to do a dash of just your regular aromatic bitters. We'll get that in there. I tend to go heavier. I like spice. I like flavor. Tend to go a little heavy, but this guy, use him up. And these are ones you're going to probably find more often than not. Sometimes you'll just see ones called, you know what? Yeah, that'll be fine. Sometimes you just see one called old-fashioned bitters. I have a brand that is just called old-fashioned bitters, and that's probably going to be your closest to this. And then let's do this. So we got a dash of each in there, and then we are going to do two parts of the rye and one part of the vermouth. And you can tell I cautiously don't always make drinks at the table. I generally make it with the bar, but better for camera to do it this way. Let's go ahead and do this. And I have saved this. I don't know if you guys saw the video for the rye that we tasted. That was something I was worried about. I wanted to use this in some cocktails, and this might not be the last one we do. So, who knows? Who knows? A lot of variations on this stuff. So if you guys have recipes, send them my way. Absolutely. Or better yet, send them my way in the comments, and then get on the Discord and tell me you send them my way. We can talk about them over there. But I will say, Discord has been fun. I gotta apologize, like I said. Been really, really busy. Hard to keep up with everything, especially what everybody's talking about. Lots of crowdfunding campaigns, and I've been kind of bouncing the idea. Originally, I only wanted to cover crowdfunding campaigns that I, myself, was interested to do. But I feel like with the conversations we're seeing or on the Discord, a lot of games that I just do not have the funds to back right now, but I know that a lot of people are interested in, makes me kind of wonder if maybe we should just start going down the rabbit hole on crowdfunding. Talking what we're posting on the Discord, talking what people are obviously interested in, and I'm going to mix this, so I apologize for the noise. Keep it down. I will say, more ice the better when you're doing the mixing. It will dilute your drink. We want it cold, but we don't want it to be too watered down, especially Manhattan, because like I said, I'm gonna keep this pretty clean on the floor. I don't want to splash on my brand new copy of Fractured Sky. Like I said, really, really liking this one. We'll talk about it in a sec. Okay. Apologize if you could not hear everything I said there. Drink mixing on camera, talking at the same time, probably not going to go together all the time. But we do have a clean looking Manhattan. And as you can tell, the ice is mostly still together. Put that right over there. Get this out of the way. And I do want to grab, I didn't have any Marciano cherries, but if you've seen my old fashioned video, you will know there's a lot of ways to garnish a drink. Just add something a little sweet. And there we go. Boom. And there we have it. A Manhattan. Some Ezra Brooks, 2 parts. 1 part vermouth and 2 dashes of bitters with a garnish. Cherry, orange peel, whatever you got. We'll move this to the side, and I will give this a good little stir around the glass. Oh man, it's cold. It's chilled. That's what we wanted. We want this drink to be cold. I will tell you, this vermouth, very much different. I've had, the more, what is it, Martini Rosse. I've had that one. I've had, I cannot remember the name of it. Same price range, different. Was still good. For something, this gives me a deeper, that deeper red wine vibe. And that's something else I've always wondered. And if you've ever done this, kind of sub in some vermouth for a darker wine. I don't know what that would do to the drink, but I would definitely be willing to give that a shot. You can tell we got some frost right there. I like it. We got a good chill. Oh man, I'm getting that orange. A little bit of that orange. Definitely getting that vermouth, which is crazy because it's a 99 rye. But you can't. It's amazing what a good cocktail will do. Because like I said, I'm not even getting those notes, those rye notes. They're not there. They are covered up by this vermouth. This is going to be a very drinkable cocktail. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. It's good. It's good. So I get like that vermouth, kind of that almost like that deep fruit flavors on the very tip, and then you're getting this rush, the rise pushing through, and it's smooth, so smooth, almost like a grape on that vermouth. Along with that, like, second taste is when I'm getting some of the bitters. I will say, it finishes slightly dry, but at no point am I sitting there going, "Wow, that's a lot of rye," which is good because I like to sip. I like to sip straight rye if it's a good rye, but when you're making a cocktail, you don't want it to taste like straight whiskey. That's generally not what you want it to taste like. All right, I'm gonna set this guy down. Setting this guy down, and let's talk about some Fractured Sky. So the first thing I want to say is I have to give some mad thanks out to my Discord community, our YouTube community, and honestly, just the comments you guys leave, the sharing, great people on there. I know Kruger has backed this game. I don't know if he's played it yet. We talked a little bit about the playmat today. Silver Fear. I don't know if him and I would be talking as much if it wasn't for this game, and I am glad to have more community members. And I'm pretty sure he is the one that gave me, a little bit of a shout out on the E.D.G Games Discord, which got the video that I recorded shared to the Fractured Sky Kickstarter. So very, very cool. Have not had that happen before. Mad thanks to him. Glad to have him a part of the community, and I'm glad to hopefully we'll get this to the tabletop simulator in the next couple weeks. Like I said, I know now there's gonna be a couple people on the Discord that do know how to play this. A couple people we could probably rope in that maybe didn't back this. But I think that's a great thing about having a community like this, is even if I feel like I'm the odd one out when everybody gets their game in and they want to get on the digital, I'm always gonna jump on that. I love playing games with you guys. But Fractured Sky. So all of my plays as of right now have been solo. You can't even solo it on the TTS, which is okay. I wanted to do that to see if I was, rules checking myself a little bit, and I've had a lot of really good help as far as some questions I've had with this game, and I feel like I am getting very comfortable playing it. I think I just got done playing my third play of this, and I think after the first one, going to that second one, had a few questions. Mainly about like getting resources. I feel like that was my main draw as far as what's constitute as having true power and whatnot. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many markets you make, if you don't have a actual airship on those places to pull resources, you're not going to get resources, which is probably a good thing, because you could probably get too much resources if you're just throwing some little skimmers down on each area, and I think that would have been cool. But I do think there's a lot of different ways to play this game as far as getting resources. I feel like the thing I've noticed early on is I like to get a good resource flow. I like to get some markets out early. Maybe some fortresses here and there, but definitely some markets. Those are super important as far as bringing them on. You gotta have some gold. You gotta look at cards. You gotta know what's coming. At least as the game goes on. I don't think maybe the Starfall, the victory points, are quite as important early on. Starfall is how you win the game. You need Starfall. They're basically victory points. Well, the way the game's going to work is you're always going to have a public Starfall location, and then you're going to have private Starfall locations. Flipped cards are generally upside down. When you're playing the AI, once they've been like double scouted, they kind of give you the benefit of the doubt that you could put 2 and 2 together and say, obviously, Starfall is at that location, and it allows the AI to go after it, because you wouldn't know if you didn't flip it. But I will say, I feel like the AI system's pretty smooth. I feel like it's pretty easy to manage. I like it. There's a few questions on tiebreakers as far as where it's going after. But as they're going after Starfall and after the secret ones, I just feel like those early rounds with not having quite as much private Starfall, you don't really need to commit too much. You don't want to necessarily fall behind, but as long as you're picking up maybe a Starfall here and there in the rounds 1, 2, and 3. Once you get into 4 and 5, though, if you have a decent resource engine, at least as far as the solo game goes, you're going to be able to scout these. You're going to be able to find them. They're not going to find them all. You're going to know where the ones that they missed are, and you're going to get easy points with some skimmers or whatever, just committing them to different places. And I really, really like that. I really, really like that. I think as far as the solo game goes from IV Studios, I like it. I'm ready to start ramping up the difficulty, probably. Been playing on easy, just trying to learn the rules, but I think it's time to, really start seeing what this system does to kind of give you a challenge. So that's probably gonna happen in the next couple of days. Getting that on. I have to say, as far as the solo game goes on this, it's probably my favorite solo IV game. Moonrakers is okay here and there. They do have an app, so I've played that, but I think the app itself on Moonrakers is better with two, at least two or more people. There's a lot of stuff that kind of gets a little hard when you're playing true solo, specifically when you need specific cards to come up. So that makes it a challenge. But this so far does not seem like it's unmanageable for a solo player. Mythic Mischief, the solo game to me, I feel like is slightly broken. I have gotten into some weird situations with how things move with that game, and it's just I've got some very frustrating situations with how that system works, and I don't know. I might not be playing it perfect. I'm not really sure. But this one, straightforward. I like it. I think the coolest thing that they could do for this game is maybe make an app. Slight little companion app for this would be so much fun. But I am excited to get some of my local gaming group to the table on this one. Like I said, tabletop simulator experience would be fantastic. I don't know who would be up for trying to do it as far as YouTube content goes, but I think that would be a fun thing to do as a community. I think this is a great, easy game, specifically people that don't have maybe the physical copy to learn how to play it on Tabletop Simulator. I think it would not be hard to pick up. And components are fantastic, though. I mean, I think we touched a little bit on that on the unboxing. I am very impressed with the components. If anybody wants to tell me, and I thought this was weird when I saw the original videos of this game when it was crowdfunding, but I just do not understand the purpose of this. Was it just one of those things where they were worried about adhesing it or what? But I think it's weird that this flips. Not flips, but it comes off, and I mean, it could flip. I don't really understand why you'd want it to. Probably the weirdest thing about the components, everything else makes a lot of sense as far as, how they did it. I really like these holographic cards. They add quite a bit. Can't wait to play on the reverse side of the board. You have to pull a couple locations out for solo when you're playing on the 3-player, which you would have to do if you're just playing 2-player as well. Or if you were playing 3 actual players, you would do the same thing. I was thinking just now if you could add a AI I think you could. I think you could just add some AI to a higher player count game just to kind of give it to some extra variety. I think that would be cool. Let me know if you guys have tried that yet. But something I definitely look into, specifically, maybe play 2-player, but with 2 AI and then flip the board. That could be fun. Turn order is important for multiple reasons. I've had a lot of ties I've lost. In fact, I had a game, I don't know if it was this game or it was the last one, where I had 2 locations on this same round where I lost on a tiebreaker because I was slower. I was further in turn order. So that's something to keep mindful. Even though you do get like that extra gold resource for on this side going third, which I'm sure has helped me a few times. I'm like, ooh, I needed that gold. Managing your turns though, managing your resources. Other than that, it's like I said, it's a very simplistic game, easy to teach. You're only doing specific things. You're building markets, you're building fortresses, deploying skimmers, putting your airships out, and scouting. I mean, those are your general actions that you're going to do either, sometimes, all the time, always putting airships out. And I really like, even like putting the magnets down. Got a great feel. Everything about this game feels great. I cannot wait to get some playthroughs out for you guys, do some playthroughs with you guys. You have to let me know what you guys think as far as IV Studios is one. This is obviously going to be a company I'm going to want to talk about probably sooner rather than later, especially when they throw out a fantastic game like this. I love Moonrakers. Moonrakers was probably my top up coming into this. It may still be my top spot. I haven't played this, like I said, I haven't played this with my gaming group. Obviously playing this on Tabletop Simulator will also give me that feel. So I'm very excited to do that. Moonrakers I have explored mainly solo, but I've had enough group plays to really know how the game plays with the negotiation and whatnot. And that's one of the best things about that game. So I will saying that this is a better solo game than Moonrakers to me right now is a big deal, because Moonrakers is a better experience, not solo. It makes me think this could be a better experience, not solo. Let's get back into this guy. You have to let me know what you guys think about Manhattans. I've obviously done a couple old-fashioned videos. I think when it gets cold out, I kind of turn more into a cocktail guy. Once it starts to get warm out, I'm gonna be digging into, you know, lighter beers. I tend to just sip on your rye, your bourbons. I don't know if they just make me feel heavier or what it is, but it is cocktail season for me. All right, what else can we possibly say about this game? Well, I will say I am glad I picked up the deluxe Starfall. These tokens are, I kind of use these more for marking. I guess the plastic ones over there. These tokens I've been using to kind of mark them on the board as they go, and then using these kind of as like the player counts to know, hey, how much Starfall do you have? Keeping them separate. I like that. It kind of gives me, you know, easier to manage the solo play, at least for me. Knowing what's on there and what's off the board, those won't get confused with that. Just kind of trade them out. I am a little concerned about playing the hard mode when the AI airships are going to be like the 2 strongest power instead of just your 1 strongest power. If you don't know what I'm talking about, these tokens, most of them have 2 numbers. So like you have 10 power used. This is an 8 and a 2. AI will break the total 10 power rule. But what I'm saying is like if you have your 10-0 token and a 9-1 token, you basically your 9-1 is going to be a 1. You'll flip it over, it'll be the lower value because the 10 will always be the higher value. So I like that. It keeps you guessing. Even there's 6 tokens, you use 3 per round, and you play them face up in the solo. So you can always look and say, hey, you know, this is what's going on. It kind of gives you the same sense of feel like if, you know, a player throws both their, you know, one of their white tokens down, like, you know, it's either a 10 or a 1. So I feel like that kind of gives that same feel to the solo game, which is very cool. I don't know what else to say about this game other than I enjoy playing it. I have had a lot of games come in the last week that I need to unbox on the channel over the next couple weeks, and it's really hard to put this game away. Knowing what I have some really good games. I unboxed Unsettled a couple weeks ago, and I need to get it back to the table. I was gonna say I'm dying to get it back to the table, and I have died a few times playing Unsettled. So there's the irony there. But I do want to get that to the table. I want to get a playthrough of that. I don't know which one's probably gonna come out first. I would probably expect to see a Fractured Sky solo play before we get the Unsettled solo play out. Just, I don't know. It's technically easier for me to probably get this. Less rules. I need a couple more plays on Unsettled, to be honest, before I do that. And I might even rope somebody in to get a cooperative play, because, you know, that's the way the game's supposed to be played anyways. So we'll have that hopefully coming in the next couple weeks. If you know, especially if the weather starts getting cold again, it'll be a lot easier to stay inside and play more games and drink more cocktails and do more videos. The other thing is you know, I really want to start getting some more food content on this channel. Like I said, if you've been on the Discord, you know I cook quite a bit, quite often. I'm a bit of a foodie, and you're on the Instagram. You've probably seen plenty of food photos from last weekend. Huge party, basically kind of self-catered the party. Cooked so much food. But hopefully that's more stuff we'll do for the channel, especially when it's nice out. I have a really good idea of a couple things I want to do in the next couple weeks, so please look out for those. Let me know. Like I said, anytime you have a recipe, whether it's a drink recipe, a food recipe, absolutely send it my way. Game recommendations, send them my way. You know, you like Fractured Sky, check out this game. That's the kind of stuff I want to hear in the comments. That is the kind of stuff we talk about over on the Discord pretty much all the time. So, Discord link is always in the description below. And I am just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say to you guys before I wrap this up, other than thanks for checking out the video. Leave me a like if you feel like you want to do that. Definitely subscribe, just because I don't always drop on a schedule. A lot of this stuff is done on my own schedule. Some weeks are always going to be better than others, but I want you to know when stuff comes out, especially if it's fun stuff to talk about. And that is pretty much going to do it for me. Told you. 70 degrees outside. It might be a little windy, but it is time to go for it's not time to go for a bike ride. It is time to probably play another game of Fractured Sky. Maybe I can get some people to play this this weekend and get a really good feel for that group play. That's probably my biggest goal, other than getting some stuff unboxed for you guys. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully I will see you guys all in the next one. We'll hang out on the Discord, and as always, much love. Thank you.